Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Devil May Cry 3 on Rocket Rabbit Commentaries. And in this episode, well, Arkham has successfully managed to raise Temen-ni-gru even higher and do the the central loading platform all the way up to the top of the tower, meaning that is what we're going to spend this part doing, attempting to reclimb Temen-ni-gru from the very bottom. Well, not all the way up to the top because there's like 3 levels getting up there, but. Or is it 4? I think it's technically 5?
They should be at least somewhat familiar to you by now.
Yeah, the rest of the game is honestly going from the bottom of Temen-ni-gru to the top, and then we have 2 additional missions in Hell. Well, the Demon World, because it's not technically Hell; it's just ruled over by someone who would be, you know, the ruler of Hell if it was actually Hell.
Even in Hell, I get no respect. Alright, now bring on the chopper. The landing strip is ready. Signal them in.
You know, I'm looking at this cutscene, and I keep hoping that Chocobo from Chocobos Mysterious Dungeon will fly in with Sid's airship.
Say, not so fast, bad guys.
I'll kick you.
My stone friends, welcome. You've joined the party just in time. There's cake and snacks on the table there.
Are you gonna go?
Yes, I'm going to finish him off.
Okay, then.
Have
Well, you
fun
might as well
storming the
forget it, 'cause you're no
castle.
Regardless,
Think
I
it'll
must
work?
go. I had a chance to stop him before, but I couldn't. I'm responsible.
Come on, Cloud, you know the other line.
Responsible. Does it bother you that much?
He's my father. Besides,
No. He's responsible for you, not the other way around. You silly.
a demon like you.
In Devil May Cry 4, the Kalina Ann actually does get a grapple feature on it. I don't actually the grapple feature is available in Gunslinger style when we finally get access to it. It's just that it's not actually all that useful for Dante.
If you don't want me to take all the credit.
Alright, now somewhere around here is the number.
And I think the
13.
14 is here. Yes,
Yeah.
there's the 14.
Yeah, that was easy.
The reason why they panned over that is to do foreshadowing, but drive, charge upward to the sky. Okay, I am terrible in this mission. Absolutely terrible. What I'm doing now is I'm going to show off where Beowulf spawns after at the start of this mission. This is where Beowulf shows up at the start of this mission, and it's important that you collect Beowulf because there are a bunch of combat trial statues that require Beowulf specifically in order to deal with them, because they only take damage from light elemental weapons, and Beowulf is the only one of those that you'll get in the game.
Your Beowulf has got lightning powers.
No, it does not.
Gonna
That's
shock
Neven.
your
Neven is our lightning weapon.
enemies. Your Beowulf will help you on your trials, and it will be there.
This is me forgetting how the hell to actually get out of this place, but yeah, we have to take this door.
And this is me doing Drive by Incubus, because I thought of that immediately because the name of the mission is Drive, spelled with an exclamation point.
That'll come up. That'll be more relevant at the very end of the mission with our next big cutscene. But yeah, that's what we're doing this part. We're climbing back up the most bottom part of Temen-ni-gru up to ground level.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Resident Evil 4 had you use the village quite a bit, which, you know, was good for the game, only until you ended up having to leave it. But it looks like we're getting pretty close to the end here, and
no, we are not, unfortunately.
all right. Well, at least we have a nice familiar arena to go through. That is, if you really care to remember the hallways. I mean, this cathedral setting looks pretty cool right here.
It does. It does. Unfortunately, this particular combat encounter is all right. I like the conceptual design for the Spiral Knights. I honestly do. But the fact of the matter is, because of their extremely limited combat potential, they are boring as fuck to fight. They eat up so much time, and I always end up killing them the exact same way because I don't think that they're vulnerable to pretty much anything else.
Well, you have to hit them from behind because
you have to hit them from behind, and Rebellion's normal auto combo takes them down in one volley. So I always end up using Rebellion on them. But
these motherfuckers.
But look at what he was doing there for the past like 20 seconds. He was just stuck on the goddamn wall. Even when he intended to attack us, he couldn't move forward because he was stuck on the wall.
I can't kill you from here. Get over here. Thank you.
Here we are back on Temperance Wagon.
Huh, Temperance Wagon. I guess we're going to be on the wagon. For now.
This combat section is slightly altered from the first time we did it. Because if you recall, the first time we did it, we had the haywire Neo generator. That's what we had, and yeah, it was constantly draining our health while giving us infinite double trigger.
Oh yeah, and the challenge was you had to use these fools in order to stay alive, none unlike Jason Statham in Crank 2, who had to keep taking drugs in order to keep his heart going.
Isn't that technically the plot of Limitless as well?
Well, I mean, I didn't see Limitless.
I also did not see Limitless.
I know that was a funny-ass thing in the trailers for Crank 2. Like, is that defibrillator? Yeah, but you're fine, sir. Not yet. Clear.
Yeah, because Crank 2 was actually about him having to constantly absorb electrical impulses in order to stay alive.
It's so funny, though.
I also did not see Crank or Crank 2.
I didn't see the movies just like that. I find okay, but can you really keep a fucking 100-minute movie going with just that premise that you're gonna be watching Jason Statham freaking destroy himself on electrodes,
well,
drugs,
at that point, Jason Statham's taking the mechanic had already happened, right?
Adrenaline.
And I mean, Jason Statham is a pretty charismatic actor, so.
Oh, he's a lot of fun. He looked good alongside Bruce Willis in that one movie where they were competing to see who could get through the Resident Evil movie trap corridor first intact.
Nah. The big thing that people recognize Jason Statham for now is the fact that he's actually a secondary character in the Fast and Furious franchise.
I think it was the Expendables 3. Yes, there are 3 Expendables movies.
I've only heard of 1 and 2.
There is a 3rd one.
That's right, because 3 ends up being a lot of self-referential jokes throughout it. Because of all the 80s action stars and people that want to be 80s action stars that they have in it.
See, Quentin Tarantino is one of the few directors who realizes that people want to see movies in order to see Leonardo DiCaprio opposite Jamie Foxx. Like that, because finally that's what you're seeing. Is you're seeing 2 human beings who have a lot of history in films and movies and whom we identify with all these characters very strongly. Well, those associations matter.
They do, but at the same time, I'm not actually familiar with DiCaprio's history with Jamie Foxx.
Well, that Leonardo DiCaprio was the antagonist, Calvin Candy, in Django Unchained, and Django was played by Jamie Foxx, playing the eponymous lead.
But that's only one instance.
Yeah, but I don't know, the 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. Can trace all these motherfuckers to Kevin Bacon.
You can actually. You can trace pretty much everyone on the planet back to Kevin Bacon if you try hard enough. You won't actually get 6 degrees, to be perfectly honest, most of the time, but...
Alright, so how many more of these little Pokemon
Hell's
Gym
Hallway has us do this.
hallway?
Hell's Hallway Hell's Highway does have us do this limited space combat arena like 4 times before we get all the way through it. And the reason it does this is because there's actually a blue orb fragment the first time you go through this. If you manage to actually clear all the rooms.
But
you also do need to clear a majority of the rooms in order to get to the end of this segment. This is me forgetting which path I'm supposed to take in order to successfully clear this segment.
Left.
We were already
Right.
in this room. Hey, this door opened, so yep. I believe this is the room that you actually get the blue orb fragments in after you clear it.
Yeah.
I'm not actually good at counterattacking the knights when they do their launcher attack. Also, I'm way too fast on doing stinger on targets that are in the air. So.
Well, plus with Trickster style, that you get to move around quite a bit.
Yeah.
Exploiting weaknesses.
Well, attempting to exploit weaknesses.
And boom, dodge. Just that when you're two, and of course when there are 2 of them and they have the same jump animation frequency, it's like going up against the same enemy who's doing it twice as often.
There we go. Alright, so from here, I think we need to go down to the southern hallway, which it would be this one, and continue down the southern hallway, into this room, through these doors, another arena.
God damn it. Well, at least we found the right place. Thank God.
Now, the magicians for the chess set are honestly the most dangerous of the units of this style of enemy. I know that a lot of people would probably actually think that the rooks are the most dangerous, but I'll be honest, I've never had problems taking down the rooks. Whereas the magicians have a tendency to surprise me with the orbiting fireballs.
Maybe it's not which piece you're able to take, it's which piece of yours are you willing to give up in return.
I'm not good enough at chess to understand that reference.
Well, the answer is
if you can trade a pawn for any special piece, it's usually worth it, but it's not always worth it because there are specific pawns that are defensively important for your board state, and I don't know which ones they are.
Well, just as a general rule of thumb, if you're up, you simplify. If you're down, you try to you don't do 1-for-1 transactions. You try to gain on your opponent if you're down.
Yeah. But gaining on your opponent while you're down is significantly difficult. So, significantly more difficult than the normal game state.
Right. But
here we have the subterranean water vein again. Oh, look, there's a teleporter. That'll take us to the surface and the end of the level.
Yes. To the teleporter. So that we may climb Temen-ni-gru a little more quickly. Please. These elevators suck.
And down. Okay, let's go.
At some point, you and I are going to play chess, and we will finally have a full dialogue on chess theory.
For the record, you're going to kick my ass when we
Of course I'm going to kick your ass. I used to be on a chess team. I was seat 4. I went up against the other team's seat 4.
Alright, here we are back on 13th Avenue. Just need to go all the way up to there. And now we get another really badass cutscene to complement the mostly uninteresting level. Hey, it's Lady's bike.
Because as we all know,
Even though we didn't
motorcycles
bring
are always
Cerberus, Dante
interesting.
has Cerberus. And whoosh! Yes, Dante has the ability using his devil trigger slash demon blood to drive up a fucking tower. Hence why the level is called Drive.
Ah, now I get it. Drive!
Not only can he drive vertically up, he can drive at a negative angle vertically up. The amount of crazy bullshit Dante gets away with is frankly ludicrous. And then,
Well, because he's using his devil magic in order to move his body around without, you know, and of course the force is great enough to move the bike too because he's a fucking demon.
yeah. And then we end up using the motorcycle as a melee weapon against these smaller prides.
See, everybody thinks that Albert Wesker was Jake Mueller's father. No. Dante had a little spell in Adonia.
And in Devil May Cry 5, we get that weapon back, and it's not nearly as fucking cool. Look, I have to say that I like the concept of the twin motorcycle axes. That it's a really cool goddamn concept, but it's so goddamn slow. And for the record, it's actually twin motorcycle chainsaws. Ugh.
Mission clear. And in the next part,
we'll continue our climb up Temen-ni-gru. Be safe, everybody.
well, we already climbed most of the way up because of our goddamn motorcycle
No, we
skills.
did not. We climbed up a third of it.